All right, here, this is LT Melton with FetchYourNews.com, and I'm here with Donna Ennis, the new head coach of the Pickens Dragonettes basketball program. Coach, you held a free clinic here today for future Dragonettes, and I saw some of the girls from the team working with the young girls. What are you already doing as the new steward of the program?
Well, the kids out there today, that's our future. And I just feel like it's really important to get them in. And our girls that's been working this summer came and helped, and they did an awesome job, just a lot of enthusiasm. And this Pickens High School has such rich tradition with the girls basketball, and I just want to continue that. I grew up with that, and I just want to stress to them how important it is to pass along what we do to the young girls, because that is our future there.
Now, obviously, you're brand new to the job, but you're not brand new to the town. You've been an assistant coach here. You played here. You're from here. You know the area. You've been working with the girls through the summer with the program in influx, not even knowing if you would be the head coach. Talk a little bit about what went through your head when you got the call that you would be the head woman in charge.
Well, things just kind of happened so fast that it was, very unexpected for Coach Jacobs to resign right at the beginning of the summer, and we had some things set, and so there was some confusion there. But when I talked to Dr. Lemieux, he and I had a really long talk, and I think that we kind of agree on the direction we'd like the program to go, and I'm thrilled. It was very unexpected that I would be in this position, but it's like a dream come true that I get to come back home and take charge of the program, and I'm just so excited and can't wait to get started in the fall. Can't wait to be there on game nights and just carry on the tradition.
Now, speaking of that tradition, talk a little bit about some of the pressures of being in your hometown, knowing that people that knew you when you were in high school and middle school are now going to be in the stands critiquing what you do as a coach.
I've been a coach for a long time, 26 years, and 21 of those were a head coach somewhere else. And so I come back here, and it's people that I went to school with, that their kids are out here. It's just, that's just kind of the fun part of it. My sister's friends, their kids are out here, and so there's just that deep-rooted connection, and that just makes it even more exciting. But at the same time, I feel like it puts a little bit more pressure because the expectations are so high. But I'm going to work my hardest to fulfill all those expectations and put the best program we can on the floor. But it is fun. It is just so much fun to sit there and just know people, know what is expected here, and excellence is expected.
Now, speaking of excellence and speaking of the expectations that you have for the program as well as the program has for itself, what are some of the challenges you expect as a first-year coach, especially with the region changing the way it has? You obviously have familiarity with obviously the region itself and some of the teams that you'll swap out, but what are just some of the things you expect being the new coach, having been a head coach before?
Well, being a head coach in the area, I'm familiar with a lot of the teams that we're going to play, so to me that's a little bit of an advantage. But we're going to be doing some things differently here that the kids this summer have already bought into, some of the things that we're going to do differently, and they've worked very hard, and I'm so proud of that. But it's not going to be an easy region. Obviously, we've got some very strong teams there, but we want to be in the top tier of that region, and we're going to work really hard to get there. There's a lot of schools that have had success with girls basketball, but girls basketball here, the expectation is region championships, state tournaments, and going deep in the state tournament, and I don't expect anything differently. We're going to be very young, and sometimes that's good and bad. They're young, they're ready to go, and they listen very well, but at the same time we're a little bit short on experience sometimes. So we're going to try to get a lot of experience and be ready at the end of the year to be the best that we can be, and we're going to work every day to be the best we can be.
Yeah, I've noticed in watching you guys over the summer that you had a young squad. You lost some senior talent. Obviously, you can't replace, but how do you envision replenishing what you've missed in the talent that's left?
Well, you know, we're going to come out and we're going to fight every day. We're going to work hard every day. We are taking the ones that have the experience, and we're mixing in those younger kids, and we're just, you know, we're going to work. I mean, we're not going to think about, you know, if we're going to put sophomores and freshmen on the floor. You know, we're not going to worry if they're seniors, sophomores, freshmen. It doesn't matter. But we're just going to, you know, do the best we can do. And you know, I've been in this position before, and in the beginning of the season, sometimes you take, you know, some losses while you're learning, but you know, the best way to learn is on the floor. And then hopefully by the end of the season, you know, the experience is there, and it doesn't matter. And as long as we work together, that's what's important.
Now, obviously, the age and the experience are going to be things that you're going to be handling. What do you envision right now, having worked with the team, obviously, you know, being in the program, going into the season? What are some of the positions on the court wise that you expect to be stronger, and maybe some positions that you'll see some of those growing pains?
Well, we have more guards than we do post players, and our post players are going to be the ones that are going to be the youngest on the floor. But we've got experience at the guard position. We're not going to be very big. We're going to be a small team, but you know, sometimes that has advantages. All of the girls can run the floor very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our strengths and work toward those, and then that way, you know, we've played this summer. We've played teams bigger and we've played teams faster. But that's okay. You know, we just adapt and we adjust. But you know, we do have a lot of guards, and so you know, we're going to be much more experienced in that area. But the young girls that are in the post position have come on and done a lot of work this summer. So we're going to be okay.
All right. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time, and congratulations and good luck.
Thank you. It's quite an honor.